Your suit is so lame. Too vanilla. When I wore the suit my wife gave me to my high school reunion, I ran into a classmate who always had it in for me. He mocked my precious suit, and just as I was getting really angry, a woman appeared behind him, and his face turned pale. You're done for. Huh? My name is Nathan. I'm 36 years old and work in a long-established tailor shop. I graduated from a career college offering fashion atelier and tailoring degree course. I've always been interested in clothes and fashion, hoping to work in that field in the future. My dream is to have my own apparel brand, which is why I chose this school. Aiming to be a top designer, I was moving forward toward my goal. During my time at school, most of us had high-spirited comrades, all striving straight towards their dreams. I worked part-time in apparel, stayed late to learn from teachers, and was proactive in learning skills, impressing even our teachers. Influenced by everyone, my motivation never waned, and I thrived in this competitive environment. I still get along well with my classmates from those days. Now, many of them have opened their own shops or work as buyers at the or employed in fashion industry. Some of them even became fashion coordinators or models. Everyone's got a decent job, huh? Seeing the progress of my friends in Christmas greeting cards and updates, I felt I couldn't fall behind and resolved to dedicate myself to my job to further develop my skills. But to everyone, my first career step seemed the most unexpected. I always thought you'd definitely become an apparel store clerk. No one ever imagined you'd work at a traditional tailor shop. The tailor shop where I got a job was a well-known, established shop in the area. My career began when a friend of mine who was close with a daughter of the shop owner invited me, saying if I was interested in clothes, I should check it out. That's how I got to know the shop. For me, a young guy in my early 20s, it took courage to step through the shop's prestigious door of the shop. I had no money and my clothes were just contemporary styles. I didn't feel like I was the right kind of person to enter such an exclusive place. However, the wife of the shop owner, who was tasked to attend to the customers, welcomed me kindly. She was gentle and warm, treating even a young guy like me with kindness. The shop owner was dignified and impressive, and I was captivated by the meticulously crafted evening gowns. Though I thought they only had women's evening gowns, there were also suits and dresses, an unexpected variety that caught my eye. Every time I see it, Big Betty's craftsmanship is so meticulous that it's mesmerizing. This beloved shop was always bustling with people. Even little kids would ask the shop owner to make stuffed animals, and some asked for accessories. Seeing the care and attention they put into every order, I strongly felt I wanted to work here. I dreamed of diving into the glittering world of the city, but before I knew it, I was captivated by Big Betty's craftsmanship. Touching the evening gowns on display, I reminisced with a sense of nostalgia. The shop owner's delicate craftsmanship, unimaginable from his appearance, and the welcoming nature of his wife. Both were far from the world I had aimed for, but gradually, I too wanted to become someone who could deliver such warm products to customers. That's how my thinking evolved. Then, I changed my career path from joining an apparel manufacturer to working in this shop. I expressed my willingness to work under him to the shop owner, but both the shop manager and the owner politely declined. A shining future is waiting for you, kid. You shouldn't waste your time in a small tailor shop like ours. You'd be better off in a dynamic company. A shop like ours could shut down any time. It's not a place for a young person with a future like you. Both of them, in their own ways, refused me out of concern, which deeply moved me. All the more, I wanted to work here. I wanted to refine my skills under these two people. So, rain or shine, I kept visiting the shop, persistently asking for approval, but they didn't even bother to entertain me. Over time, the wife of the shop owner seemed to be swayed by my perseverance and eventually let me into the shop. However, the problem was the shop owner. He stubbornly refused to hire me. Even when I offered to work part-time, he firmly declined. As times change, a shop like ours is destined to fade away. Go to a more promising company. Don't come here. He was adamant and wouldn't even listen to my pleas. But I'm quite stubborn too. To convince the shop owner of my sincerity, I showed him how serious I was. This demonstration took the form of a wedding gown I had made for my graduation project, inspired by his work that I had observed every day. The wedding gown was my best work yet, praised not only by my teacher but also by my classmates. My dedication seemed to have come across, as the next time I visited the shop, not only my homeroom teacher, but surprisingly, the shop owner's daughter and my classmates came along to plead on my behalf. Nathan really wants to work at this shop. He might not have had the best grades, but he always seemed a bit frivolous. Seeing him this dedicated to something is a first for all of us. Please, would you consider taking him in? Dad, Mom, please. With everyone's support, the shop owner finally gave in with a smile and accepted my employment. But you're starting as an apprentice. Don't you dare slack off until you can make decent items. I'm not as lenient as those in other companies. Even though he was stern, I felt a kind of gentle kindness in his instruction. Now, I have a relationship where I can call him Big Buddy, and he dotes on me like a real son. Thanks to him, I am now the most trusted tailor in the shop, earning the locals' trust. When you applied here, the shop owner and his wife were genuinely thrilled. That's what a regular customer told me when I had grown enough to carry the shop's reputation. This shop was handed down from his father. He didn't want to close it but was worried that he had no one to pass on the shop. When you applied, they were so happy they were in tears and told me about it. Knowing they thought so highly of me brought tears to my eyes. Though I am easily moved to tears like a child, I have a wife. Her name is Emily. Emily is also a workaholic like me, pouring pride and passion into her job. I'm thinking of starting my work in New York. I want more people to know about my apparel brand, to make it more famous. With those words, she left our hometown. And now we are a married couple living apart. In New York, she conquered Stribbles and steadily increased her business's sales. In a few years, she became prominent enough to be featured in magazines and now oversees many projects. I want to get into various business industries and produce our original products for each industry. My ambitious wife began venturing into food and welfare businesses. Despite being the same age, I'm always in awe of her, my capable and elder sister-like wife. I met her through our mutual friend. She was just like me, studying sewing and tailoring at a different vocational school. We hit it off because we shared the same dream of owning our own company. We had similar hobbies, which naturally drew us together, and we started dating. From there, everything went smoothly, and we soon got married, now enjoying a fulfilling private life. Today, Emily and I are both attending reunions, coincidentally, both of which are being held on the same day and at the same venue. Hey, it's funny that we're meeting each other after a while, and it will be at our school reunion. We spent time together in her car on the way to the venue. We were together for the first half of the year. Emily rarely comes back here, spending most of the year in New York. Really, and to think the venue for both events is the same. Around here, that hotel is about the only place that can accommodate such a large crowd. It feels like fate brought us together. The few minutes I spent with her, after such a long time, felt like they passed in the blink of an eye. Of course, I wanted to spend as much time with her as possible during her rare visits, but I understood she also had important friends to see. Just being able to spend this little time together made me very happy. As I was feeling a bit sad that we were nearing the venue, she unexpectedly turned towards me while driving and gently kissed my cheek. I've taken the day off tomorrow, so let's spend some time together after this. Her action, as if she had read my mind, instantly made my cheeks flush red. She smiled happily at my reaction and parked the car. Well, my venue is over there. Upon arriving at the hotel, Emily and I went to separate halls. As I entered the hall, the reunion had already started, and familiar faces greeted me. Most of my classmates were now with families. Some even brought their children. Everyone had matured significantly, and as we sipped our drinks, we reminisced and shared memories. Nathan, still working at the tailor shop. Yeah, Big Buddy and his wife have been really good to me. It feels like yesterday when we all went there to plead for you. Yeah, Nathan was persistent. Went there for over half a year. As I reminisced with my classmates who had supported my job hunt back then, we were having a great time. Figures the noisy bunch is Nathan and his crew. You guys still lack class, dressed so poorly, and without a shred of style. Some people just lack any sense of elegance. Just as we were all enjoying our conversation, Michael came over to interrupt. Michael was a designer for a major apparel brand, hailed as a promising future star. In career college, he consistently ranked at the top of our class and earned the title of fashion leader. Nobody could match him when it came to designing clothes. His aesthetic sense was so outstanding that even famous designers recognized his talent. However, his personality left much to be desired. He regarded everyone around him as inferior. He was particularly harsh towards us, the lower-ranked students, always mocking and trying to dominate us. His parents were wealthy and worked in respectable companies, which probably contributed to his arrogance. Knowing my family wasn't well off, he used that to belittle me alongside my grades. In sophomore year, with those grades, how did you even advance? You must have cheated. You can't even solve such simple problems. You should start over from freshman year. After every exam, he'd show off my transcript to everyone, turning me into the laughingstock. My friends tried to defend me, but the more we reacted, the more Michael enjoyed and intensified his harassment. During this time of struggle, I was brought to the tailor shop where I work now. Seeing the products made by Big Buddy, I realized how foolish I was to be bothered by Michael's taunts. I said to myself, I'm taking fashion atelier and tailoring course because I want to create such things, and I have no time to waste thinking what he think of me. From that point on, I ignored Michael and focused on my studies. If I were not equipped with vast knowledge and skills, I couldn't work at that shop. I wanted to be recognized by Big Buddy and his wife. I wanted to hone my skills there. With that determination, I immersed myself in studying, revisiting 2 years' worth of clothing knowledge. As a result, by graduation, my academic performance had improved so much that I was on par with Michael, and my peers started to see me in a new light. However, my improvement seemed to irk Michael. The better my grades got, the worse his taunts became. Just because he studied a bit, he thinks he can catch up. The others are nothing compared to me. I am superior and equally hardworking. There's no way he can reach my level, he would desperately convince himself. But then, at the final exam before the summer break in our junior year, I finally beat Michael for the first time. Out of a total of 500 points across 5 subjects, I scored 499 points while Michael scored 497. It was a narrow victory, but it shocked our teachers and classmates, and I became quite popular until graduation. In contrast, Michael, who had always ridiculed me, was now the one being laughed at by everyone. Because of these bitter memories, Michael still sees me as an enemy. His excellent grades led him to a major apparel company, and now he takes advantage of his position to look down on others. Working at that major apparel company is said to guarantee a bright future. Allegedly, merely mentioning the company's name is rumored to make one more attractive to women. Those who flatter Michael probably hope to benefit from his success. He is surrounded by individuals who seem to share this mindset, I guess. As I've seen Michael display such a blatant greedy mindset, I lost my interest in attending the reunion. If you came here just to spout that nonsense, then get lost, drink somewhere else with the others. We're having a good time here. A friend in our group, who often assumed the leader's role, confronted Michael aggressively. This prompted the others to start treating him coldly, hurling jeers his way. However, Michael was never be bothered at all. His target is me. He is here just to throw sarcastic comments at me and backbite. I was fed up with Michael's petty, almost whiny behavior. Don't be so harsh, man. I just came to have a drink. Right, Nathan? Where are you working now? Michael casually put his arm around my shoulder, beginning to ask about my job, trying to belittle me. His strategy is sly and irritating. In fact, he knows where I work. He just wants me to say it myself. It's disgusting. My workplace, the old man's tailor shop, shouldn't be ridiculed. I purposefully ignored his question, shrugged off his hand, and simply said he was interrupting my drink before stopping any further conversation. I knew engaging with him would only inflate his ego further. What, can you say it? Oh, I remember now. You're at that old-fashioned tailor shop, right? Silly, really. You had decent grades in the latter half. You could have found a better job, he sneered. Engaging further with him might have caused a commotion involving others. I couldn't stand him insulting the shop and the people I respected. so I excused myself to the bathroom and stepped outside the venue to clear my head. But, for some reason, Michael followed me. I went outside to get away from him, but what could he possibly want now? Annoyed by Michael's clinginess, like a persistent pest, I finally addressed him with a cold tone. "What do you want, man? Do you need something from me?" "Not really. Just knew you'd always run away and hardly talk. Thought you might sneak out of the venue, so I came to watch. If you did run away, I planned to tell everyone about your pathetic act," he taunted. His behavior was infuriating, reminiscent of a petty schoolyard bully. Speechless with disgust, I decided to smoke a cigarette to calm myself and headed to a smoking area. I can't lose my control now, otherwise I'll fall prey to his provocations. I refused to play into his hands and react to his provocations. As I thought this, I reached for the cigarettes in my suit's inner pocket, lighting one to calm my nerves. "Despite being in apparel, don't you possess any self-awareness?" Michael's snide comment irked me. "What are you trying to say? Take a look at my suit. It's a custom piece from our company, valued at around $10,000, yet I received it as a gift. Can you guess why? Because I'm an excellent designer. It's a token of gratitude for my excellent design work." Saying so, Michael pointed at the collar of the suit. There, indeed, was the brand's logo embroidered. Then, I discovered something while watching the logo. The two of us, almost equal in grades, yet our career paths are far different. How silly. "Well, with your sense of aesthetics, it's no wonder you chose that." His words finally made it clear to me. He was mocking my suit. He was mocking my suit as being unfashionable. Angered by his words, I roughly stubbed out my cigarette in the ashtray, furrowing my brow and glaring at him. Even high-end brand clothes look shabby when the person wearing them lacks class. "What?" Michael's temples twitched in response to my words, something he hadn't expected. "This suit is a precious gift from my wife, given to me as a job celebration. Mock me all you want, but I won't tolerate any insults towards my workplace or my wife." I spoke sternly, but Michael just laughed uproariously and pointed at my suit. "That was picked by your wife. Then she has no fashion sense. It's so lame. I'd return it if I were you." Just as he started to belittle my suit further, someone approached from behind him. I reached out to stop him, but he was too engrossed in his taunting to notice. "Your suit is so lame. Too vanilla. It's embarrassing that someone like you is even in this industry. I wish you'd never say you work in apparel." Michael mocked me with those words. Watching him, I felt more exasperated than angry and let out a sigh. "You're done for," I muttered cryptically, prompting a confused look from Michael. Smirking mockingly at him, I gestured with my chin towards someone behind him and added, "Say your prayers." "Huh?" Perplexed by my cryptic words and actions, Michael turned around to find Emily standing there, her brow furrowed in displeasure. The moment he saw her, Michael's expression froze. "Sorry for the too vanilla, lame suit," she said. "Madame." Michael's face drained of color as he realized who she was. Emily was the president of his company. I was surprised to find the logo on his suit because, based on Michael's statement, it implied that he was working at Emily's company. Emily hadn't changed her surname for professional purposes, so Michael had no idea she was my wife. Additionally, he hadn't expected Emily and me to be connected because Emily graduated from another school. Suddenly, the tables turned and Michael was at a significant disadvantage. As he scrambled for excuses, Emily delivered another blow. "I came here because I heard an obnoxiously loud voice from the lobby, disturbing everyone. I never expected to find you and my husband, both alumni of the college." "Oh, husband. Still don't get it. This man is my husband." "What?" Taken aback by the shocking revelation, Michael struggles to maintain his composure. He stares at Nathan and Emily alternately, his mouth agape, visibly shaken. "I heard what you said. How dare you mock my husband like that? And you say his suit is too vanilla. This suit is a one-of-a-kind, custom-made piece that I had my father tailored for him. Does that mean that the old tailor's shop is your parents' place?" "Exactly. This precious item was crafted using traditional methods that our own brand couldn't even replicate. And you call it too vanilla? I can't believe you had the nerve to say that, acting all high and mighty as just another designer." Michael feels cornered by Emily's relentless words, with no chance to defend himself. This suit was a unique memento, specially ordered by Emily when we decided to get married. She had it custom made by her father, making it the only one of its kind in the world. Normally, it would take over a year to receive a custom-made suit, but Emily's father worked tirelessly, sparing no effort or rest, to finish it much sooner. Having an employee who ridicules such a cherished memento suits and one-up someone is truly disheartening. Emily, as the president, must have run out of patience upon seeing her contemptible employee start to tell Michael, "You claim to be a talented designer, yet it appears you lack something crucial as a person. Among the staff, you're known for being good at nothing but your designs. Your attempts to one-up our clients at meetings have even jeopardized business deals. In fact, you were the main topic of discussion at the executive meeting, and I want you to know that your employment is at stake." Upon hearing these words, Michael begins to plead at Emily's feet, apologizing for his disrespect towards Nathan. "I'm so sorry. I had no idea it was specially ordered by you. I won't mock anyone's work again. I'll change my attitude. I'll work diligently for the company, please." Who do you think would believe such words? No sensible business owner would rely on the word of someone who does such things without remorse. Emily looks at Michael with an authoritative demeanor befitting a president. Seeing her unyielding stance, Michael, realizing persuasion is futile, turns to Nathan in desperation. "Nathan, please, you've got to speak to her on my behalf. You know me. It's just my old-fashioned teasing. Nothing serious. I didn't mean any of it, right? Please, help me out." He must be prioritizing his own self-preservation. He hasn't apologized to me, only expressing his desire to be protected. His earlier words of remorse to Emily are now proven to be lies. I reach my breaking point with Michael's continued disrespectful attitude. Shaking him off my feet and giving him a stern look, I delivered the final blow. "Emily doesn't need someone lacks morals exactly like you. Don't ever get in touch with us again. I will never overlook what you said about this suit, nor the numerous harassments you've caused. I will never forgive you. Now get lost." Michael must have been shocked to see me, usually calm, in such a state. He hurried back to the venue, gathered his belongings in a rush, and left the hotel with his tail between his legs, as if fleeing from us. Thus, the long-standing feud between Michael and me finally came to an end. Feeling she hadn't said enough, Emily summoned him to her office to talk to him face to face, and Michael was served a severe reprimand. To make matter worse for him, there were many voices suggesting his dismissal brought to the discussion table. Simultaneously, the company acquired another talented designer, so Michael became redundant, and his contract was not renewed. Since then, Emily's and my work has been going smoothly, leading us to launch collaborative products between my shop and her company. The combined sales of cosmetics from Emily's company and dresses from my shop have started and are selling well. Since we began accepting online reservations, we have been really busy. We'll have to keep working even harder from now on. Jer, let's protect Big Bitty's store with our own hands. Saying this, Emily and I continued to safeguard the shop together.